so there's been a question for Darrell, and it's about drop pods. Darrell, do you have any advice on helping with keeping it with drop pods, and in particular, what guys do you put into your drop pods?
First of all,
Space Marines, obviously, or Blood Angels, or Space Wolves, the whole lot.
A lot of the armies, I know Space Wolves kind of a ridiculous amount of them, but first of all, you take away them all bar one.
So you're saying instead of having loads of drop pods, you just have one?
Loads of drop pods have their use, but I don't think it's particularly tactically strong. It's good fluffy. I know Owen from Huddersfield Games scared me with dropping 9 or 5 in the first turn, and then the rest of them turned up sort of randomly. It's the downside with having lots of them. But having 9, he had 5 come in on turn 1, and 50. It was Space Wolves against Space Wolves, but 50 Space Wolves turned up right in front of you. It's a bit scary.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't think it's a good army. It's a fluffy army. It's a nice thematic sort of army, but it doesn't do it for me. One, and your only debate then is, do you go for a big squad?
A big squad of who, though?
Generally, guys who aren't Terminators. Space Wolves, is the way I look at it, can take Terminators, but you know yourself, 5 Terminators hopping out and going, rapid fire some bolters at you, you're all dead.
Rapid fire bolters, or my particular favourite is the Imperial Guard, first rank fire, second rank fire, and all those las-guns just eating all your Terminators.
Come the next phase, you're all dead. So for me, you want Stern Guard type troops, Wolf Guard that I use in them, and you want them in there, and pretty much they're the forlorn hope, they're the Suicide Squad that's sent in, they're the guy on point. If you watch Platoon, nobody wants to be the dude on point because he's the first guy to die.
Yeah, I'm afraid though, when you're right to say, those Stern Guard I think are probably the best guys to put into a drop pod, especially if you've got that, like you say, single drop pod that's going to drop down and do the business.
Guys, in this you want Stern Guard type guys who can take combi weapons.
Yeah, well, I suppose from my point of view, if you've got Space Marines, the vanilla Space Marines, you've got Blood Angels probably as well. Yeah, Stern Guard are probably your best. The fact that they've got all that special ammunition lets them do an awful lot of stuff. But it's not just that you want on them. You want them to have combi weapons. Combi weapons that blast stuff in that first turn.
The general thought is with these is to give your guys combi miltas. So for me, I used to always use mine to attack the other person's Land Raider. It causes the other person issues. If you have a Land Raider full of Terminators and it's come in deployment stage and you look at my army list and it's got all these full of combi milta guys, you're going, I can't really put my Land Raider on the board at this point because you're just going to land beside me and kill me turn 1. So it causes, unless the person's a bit slow, it causes them to go, my Land Raider's now a big liability. It's 250 or maybe towards 300 points of liability. If I'm any good, I put it in reserve. Yeah. So then the guys can't get as valuable a vehicle, but even the Predators with all the las cannons upgrades, there's lots of vehicles out there, monoliths, things like that there, they're a couple of hundred points. You're going,
Well, here's the advantage as well of using Stern Guard, because even if the Land Raider is kept in reserve and all the Stern Guard land and jump out, all that special ammunition is really good against a lot of other stuff. Guys hiding in cover, there's all that ignore cover shots. There's wounds and 2 up for all those big monstrous creatures and all that high toughness stuff. They've got the, what's the other one they have? 30-inch range one. Don't probably need that one whenever you drop it.
Shooting one.
There's the AP3 shot I think they have as well.
That's the one you want to be, and shooting Marines with your AP3 shot. The advantage to these, what we just need to cover is, even though these move more than 6 inches, you still get to disembark. You're not stuck with them other rules, and you get to move 6 inches away from. So I always measure 6 inches from the hole, 6 inches away, and you can get your guys out quite a bit. So even if you scatter, you have to do your scatter like deep striking. So you put it down, you scatter. I get a hit as I usually do, and there's no downside to dropping these. Even if you land on top of the enemy, you just veer off them. The only thing you have to watch is table edges, and even now, the mishap chart's not that painful.
No, it's not so bad. So you can be really aggressive with your deep striking now, and basically almost aim right on top of you.
Exactly.
Enemy guys.
As close to, because I think you can just nominate any point on the board. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I think if you had a unit like here, I could just go, I'm aiming for the middle of that, and then, I'm landing on top of you, so I to the very edge of your unit and go, I may be wrong.
I don't know.
Don't quote me on that.
Possibly you can't aim directly at a unit
But,
or what they're standing on, but
the
still,
thing is,
you can aim as close as you possibly can.
exactly.
It doesn't matter.
There's very little chance, unlike like my set explorers and things, and deep strike and land raiders. You can't kill yourself and your unit.
Yep.
These are great because they all have internal guidance, so your chances of going wrong. And your 6-inch move, you can get out and just move the 6 inches any direction from it. So even if you do scatter, you've got a good range of movement because the average scatter is only going to be 7 inches. Yeah, so the odds is you're going to be roughly back where you want it to be.
Yeah, where you want it to be first off. But again, guys, when you're sticking in guys into the drop pods, you can, of course, go with multiple drop pods, but your problem is half of them are going to land in the first turn. The rest of them are going to turn up randomly at some point.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure the guys that you drop in turn 1 are the guys that you really need. For me, Sternguard do it across the board. They have everything you need for that first turn of shooting. And there's no assaults out of the pod, so there's no point in putting assault troops in it. They're just going to get killed.
I use one of these, and I went a bit worse than Sternguard. A bit more painful than Sternguard. My unit does cost 280 points, I have to admit, but it's 280 points of death. I take Wolfguard, which are basically like Space Wolves version of Sternguard Terminators. You can buy pretty much you can buy any upgrade that any bog standard Marine can get. And my guys have got Combi Flamer and Combi Plasma. None of this Milta business for getting rid of Land Raiders. You never see them anymore. The advantage of this, you can get out and rapid firing 20 Combi Plasmas. At the weekend, I killed 7 of my opponent's Terminators. One of them was Arjack, so it was like, dead. And I think he had 5 wounds left over that he hadn't even taken at this point because they all just fell over. Rapid firing Combi Plasma. And the end of them big elite units, like, you know, your blob of 10 Grey Knight Terminators, they wouldn't like that.
No, but they never liked plasma to start with.
They wouldn't like that at all. Even your Storm Shield Thunderhammer guys that you'll see, rapid firing 20 shots into them will thin them down.
But that's the Sternguard, of course, do their wound on 2 up shots as well, which is just as good for just causing a lot of pain to Terminators and stuff. Lots and lots of saves. That's what you want Terminators to take, because those ones come up more often than you would like.
The other thing I like being able to do now is because you can get them all out up to 6 inches, I can form all my guys with their Combi Flamers into a nice big line. And if you're up against big hordes of guardsmen or anything like that there, you just go 10 Flamer templates into that unit there, please. Yeah. Oh, everybody died, did they? Wow, surprising. I killed 20 gaunts at the weekend with only firing 6 of my Flamer templates. Well, it's great, but the problem with this unit I'm chatting about is hugely expensive, and you have to have a good target. If I didn't have a good target, they wouldn't get in the drop pod, and drop pod just land, and they'd sit somewhere and wait for the enemy.
I think 10 Sternguard plus their drop pod plus combi meltas on them all is 210.
That's not bad at all.
I think it is now. It's definitely maybe slightly more than that, because it'll be 100 for them. Anyway, you can correct me, guys, how much it actually is, but it's about it's no more than 200. It's not 250. It's less than that.
The thing you need is you need the unit to come down, and the turn they get out, get their points back.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you're beyond that initial shooting phase, you're into getting pain back.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Sternguard can all jump out. If they take out a Land Raider, and in all honesty, they've probably taken back more than their points value. If they can hang around for another couple of turns, they've got plenty of stuff that they can shoot on all those following turns, as well as which your army's coming at that point as well. They're all rushing forward.
You're messing with the enemy's plans. All of a sudden, all of theirs that have nothing else to shoot at is going to turn around and shoot at these guys. If they're not shooting at you, that's handy. That unit's soaking up some stuff. If you can get them out, get them into terrain, get yourself a bit of cover, so also going to help. But you're messing with other person's plans all across the board. You've maybe get rid of their Land Raider at this point, or their big combat unit at this point.
Or their monstrous creature.
That's the one. You know,
all the Tyranids losing their Hive Tyrant early on. They don't like that.
Hive Tyrant died. Hive Tyrant died straight off. You can go for the opposite way I know with Space Wolves, I can just have 3 guys in there with Combi Miltas. Yeah. And that's, I think it's just not enough. I think 5 is good. Yeah. Sternguard's good with 5. If you just want the Forlorn Hope Suicide Squad.
Yeah, 5 guys.
5 guys with Combi Miltas, drop down, kill that expensive vehicle. you've got your points back.
Yeah, that's your problem. If you do go for 10 Sternguard in your drop pod and you drop them down, you really have to be a bit more tactical with it. You probably do want to look to get them some cover. You probably do want to look to make them last longer than a turn, because if they don't, otherwise you've just lost like nearly 200 and something odd points worth of unit.
You have to hope to get their points back in that initial shooting phase, because after that there, you know, it just takes somebody with like Flamestorm Cannon or something like that there.
Yeah, just flame right along that line.
All of a sudden, everybody's dead. But for us guys, drop pods singularly, and it's up to you. You tell us 3 or 10 or what do you stick in them. Terminators don't work.
No, Terminator. I think Sternguard across the board.
Yeah,
they're just so they have that multi-purpose where they can just do it. But what do you think, guys? As Darrell says, give us some comments below. Tell us what you think, and we'll go on and make some more tips.